Excitement levels are actually quite high at the moment because I've just been and bought the most amazing dwarf cichlids I've ever seen. So recently I took a trip to my local Maidenhead Aquatics just to pick up some divverfish for my German blue ram tank. Now whilst I was there, some of you may have seen on the build video actually, but whilst I was there I saw some of the most amazing Apistogramma cacatuoides. I'm struggling with words that I don't usually use today. So the divverfish are being rounded up as we speak, but as I've walked over here, we've seen some amazing Apistogramma in this tank. I'm getting them. We're just going to sort out a tank for them later. I've already got some cycle ones that you guys know about in the racking system, but I'll do a whole setup for them. They're totally worth it. Look at how amazing they are. That's what I'm talking about. Look at the colours on these guys. So these are the males, obviously. Where's a female? There's a female. Still really beautiful. Loads of good colour still. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get a pair of those. I got the most amazing fish you could ever. Oh, I need to put them. I've got them here. I'm ready to put them in. I'm going to put them in one of my storage tanks, and we're going to build an absolutely awesome tank for them. Not today. I've got to plan something first. Come up with an idea, something that suits the fish, but it should be amazing. Okay, so I've got the fish down here in this bag. Now they want to go in one of these storage tanks that I've got here in this racking system. Top ones are. Well, this one's got shrimp in, this one's got shrimp in, we've got an empty one there and an empty one there, so they might be a really good shout. I think I'll take off some of the floating plants because we've got a carpet up there. I've also got an empty one there, but the tank is completely trashed. Look at how dirty all the pearlweed looks. It should be that green, like this one here, with the killifish. But I did put some German blues in there just whilst I was creating their tank, which is this one, by the way, guys. You've probably seen the build video by now. We've got the lamb chopper spore in there, and there's one of our rams at the back there. That's the female by the looks of things. Can you focus, please, camera? Oh, sorry, scared you. Sorry, yeah, never mind. Anyway, what fish are we talking about? Let's take a look. Oh yeah, there's a plant storage down on the bottom here for ready for when I do like build videos. But these are the fish. Right, they're not going to be coloured up just yet. But oh my god, they're going nuts. They're going nuts. Oh yeah, I'm going to calm them down. Sorry. Right, they're back in the bag. I'm going to take out some of these floating plants. We've actually got a little bit of light in there, but not too much. And I'm going to switch the light off while I attempt to acclimate them as well. Right, I took out all the floating plants because as you can see here, a lot of them are dying off. Now the reason for that, in these tanks, because there's nothing in there, they're actually dying off because there's no nitrates, so there's basically no food for them to survive, especially when they're all competing with each other for for any sort of sources of nutrients. So I'm just going to add in some new ones, and I'm going to add in some beneficial bacteria just to make sure everything's all right in this tank, and I'll be doing water testing every morning. Because these fish down here, they're just too precious to me. I need to make sure they're going to be okay. So daily testing to start with, because although this tank's been running now for like over a month, there hasn't been anything in it. So there is a couple of snails. Oh, look how nice that moss is, mind you. Looking lovely. Yeah, let's just put some fresh floating plants in, some beneficial bacteria. I might just give it a little squirt of fertilizer as well. And then we can put the Apistogrammas in. Apistogramma cacatuoides. Okay, they're all in. We'll give them 15-20 minutes or so, then I can put them in and turn the light on. Right, it's been about 20 minutes. We can turn the light on and put the fish into the tank. I'm so excited. But the reason I'm so excited is that I've seen this fish online quite a few times, but I've never seen it in my local shop. There's been loads of other types of Apistogramma, which you already know that I've got. So I've got like the hung schloi and the Vieja super reds. But there was something about the cacatuoides that I really, really liked. Now these ones are the brightest I've ever even seen. So I'm so looking forward to be able to do an escape for them. First of all though, let's just get them in this little temporary home and just get used to seeing them. Oh, they're so cool. Right, there we go, the light is on. Right, so I'm just going to cut the bag and just put them straight in. Yes, there is tank water in this bag. Why can't I open this? And when I say tank water, I mean the water from the aquarium shop, but it's full UV sterilised and it's full of meds all the time as well. It's probably cleaner than my water. So yeah, in you go guys. Look, this, I'm not going to be stressed out at all. And the female. Go on, off you go. Yay! Right, they're going to go and hide behind that piece of wood, aren't they? If I just come out slowly, I don't want to spook them. There we go. Now we can see them. Oh, there we go. There we go. Look, there's the male. Female just finding her feet. There's no feet. So the idea was putting a bit more of the floating plants back in, so it just creates some shaded areas and makes them feel a little bit more comfortable. So they're not spooked. They're not going crazy. So that's always a really good sign. Look at his colours from here. Like, that's with the lighting on the camera turned right down low as well, because otherwise it gets way too bright. There we go. Like, that's how I'm actually seeing it. Look at that. You are stunning. I'm going to make such a cool tank for you. And for you, she's really sort of washed out. Not got colours at all at the moment, but, you know, she's in a shaded area, so that's probably why. But you, look at you. There's blues there. There's yellows, oranges, bright orange. But yeah, I cannot tell you how pleased and happy I am that I've got these fish. Now, remember, I need to add that beneficial bacteria. So now the beneficial bacteria is added, the waste that the fish produce will be food sources for that bacteria. They will multiply, da-di-da-di-da. But just to be on the safe side, I'm still going to be doing water testing every morning because they're just, like I said, they're just too precious. Look at you, look at you, look at you. Something cool, like really cool, that's never happened to me before has just happened in the discus tank. The cories have laid some eggs right on the front of the glass, right at the top. Now, I don't think the discus have seen them yet, or they'll be eating them in no time. But it must have just happened. I didn't see it happen, and there's only a few of them. They've probably laid more, and I'm guessing the discus have probably eaten them already, but can't see those top ones. Maybe the light is interacting with them or something. I don't know. Now, the chance of getting any babies is ridiculously low. It's not happening, is it? But maybe if they laid these eggs in like a lower section where the plants are at the back, maybe there's a chance. Maybe. That'd be so cool to see, wouldn't it? Some like little stir-by babies coming around. Oh, wow. Well, I'm going to be setting up a cory-only tank at some point in the near future anyway, so hopefully that actually happens. We get some cory babies. Let me know in the comments below what you think is the best cory to pick as a sort of single species, or should I just do a full mixed bag of cories, just loads of different types? That'd be cool to see, wouldn't it? So we are now a week into Timmy's new tank build. It's going great. We've got our diatom phase, you know, to be expected. It's a new setup, but Timmy seems to be absolutely loving the setup. That's the main thing. Fish are all doing good. The good news is the Anubias is starting to go really green and growing a few new leaves. This means we've got the right lighting levels. I was a little bit worried that we wouldn't have quite enough. We definitely do. I mean, when you think about it, I've grown Anubias in a bucket before with no light at all. So yeah, of course there's enough light. The other thing is the ferns are taking off, looking so good. Some of them have gone really green, and there's already new shoots coming up through, which means, you know, they're getting enough light as well. So the last time I did this, it took a while for the ferns to sort of root in and, you know, grow fast. This time, because I put the roots right down into the aquasoil, I think that's why it's just taking off. Hopefully in no time at all, it's going to be thick and bushy and just look so good. Yeah, look on the side there, you can really see the diatom algae. Hello, mate. Yeah, it's mostly staying though on the glass and not going on the sand. There's a little bit on this corner bit, but overall, maybe it's the colour of the sand is hiding it quite well, but it's not on the plants too much either. A little bit on the rocks. You can also see, look, this is the water level, how much it's dropped. So we've dropped like an inch in a week. So that's not too bad. I've kept the disturbance coming on top of the water to try and keep down on nuisance sort of oils on the surface. We have got some developing over in this corner. That's just a flow thing, you know, just where we need a bit of a water change. We need to sort of skim the surface a little. It's just a new setup, and basically, when there's organic matter in any water, you'll get this oil slickness. Now we've got a lot of bogwood, it's organic, it's going to create it to start with, but within like, normally within about 3 to 4 weeks, it sort of balances itself out and starts to go back to normal. Over the top, look at the Monte Carlo, growing, doing fantastically well. I'm so pleased. I was 50-50 whether it was going to survive or just wilt away and have to sort of restart. But I'm loving the fact that it's just growing so well everywhere. Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about, the ferns. Look at that. That's a brand new leaf. Look at the difference in colour versus the old leaf to the new one. That shot up through, so that's great. And this is another one that's looking super duper healthy. I'm loving this. This leaf is new as well, so we've got new growth coming along everywhere. Oh, it's so cool. These ferns get massive in quite a short space of time. So I'm thinking that within, let's give it 2 months, and hopefully I'll come back to this shot and we'll have a comparison and we'll just see how much it's grown. I'm expecting maybe double, if not nearly double the size of all the ferns. And as I always say to you guys, one of the best things about your diatom algae is look at this. It's so easy just to wipe it away. All you've got to do is just keep on top of it. It's not like, thread algae, which you can't just sort of pick off, can you? Because it's over everything. It's just brilliant. Look, if I could just get this algae in my life, I mean, it would be so much easier. But that is not the way, is it? It should be hard, otherwise it wouldn't be so rewarding. There we go, little handsome man, all better again, looking as good as new, nice and fresh, water topped up. Hardly any maintenance needs to be done there. A week after a brand new setup, I've got a feeling this one's going to be a really successful tank. What are you doing in there?
I am exploring. I've not been up here before. The water level was not quite this high before.
Ah, I see. You are so funny. And the thing is, you can actually put any voice to Timmy. It doesn't really matter. Oh, hell, I like looking around. I'm trying to find me some food. Don't know why I did Forrest Gump, but never mind. So it is now day 2 since I first saw those Cory eggs on the glass. Guess what? They're still there. And what's really interesting, I took a close look at some of the eggs and I saw wiggling inside. Now, I didn't know it happened that quick. It was very surprising to see. It's very new for me. Some of you guys will be, well, of course, after that amount of time, there's wigglers inside. Doesn't news to me. Either way, I'm not expecting much to come of this. If the eggs do sort of hatch and something comes out, I mean, they're going to pick it up. It's highly unlikely it will survive, surely. So here are the eggs. Oh, a Cory just went up there then. So can you see the eggs? Look, I'm going in. We're going in. Zoom, 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 zoom. So you can see there, look, there's 2 sort of clear ones and the rest are white fuzzballs because they're just infertile, I guess. So 2 fertile eggs. I don't know if that's good or not. I don't know anything about this, by the way, guys. When it comes to these things, I'm very uninformed. It's not something I've researched because I've never looked at breeding Corys before. So there's some definite sort of breeding behaviour surely there. They're doing some sort of dance together. Did you see that? Sort of turning around. I think that's like a mating ritual. Ritual? Is that the right word? Sounds very tribal when you put it like that, doesn't it? But yeah, the chances of these actually hatching out and becoming something is slim to none, isn't it? Let's be honest. Have you just spotted it for the first time? No. How are these still here? Like, why haven't they picked them off? They must not be able to see it because it's near the whiteness of the top of the tank or something. Maybe if I do this. They're still not seeing it. It's okay. We'll just let it do its thing. I mean, I would have been gutted then if they actually ate them off the glass, so I'm glad they didn't. Don't go near it. But yeah, how cool would it be, right? If we just leave these now, let them do their thing, whatever. Like I say, I'm not prepared to do anything with them yet. And then, like, say, a month or so's time, we just see really small Corys swimming around the bottom. Because for all we know, there could be even more of these eggs in the background areas that I can't even see, and the discus can't attack, and that kind of thing. They could hatch out. It could happen, couldn't it? It could definitely happen, especially behind those swords there, or on the underside leaves, or something like that. Yeah, like I say, it is possible, but it's not likely, is it? So, in the near future, when I set up a Cory-only tank, which is what I'm going to be doing, I will be researching all of this and what to do if you get eggs. Whether to take them out and put them in little trays with an air stone or something to try and grow them out, that kind of thing. I'm going to be starting to remove more fish now, guys, where we're getting babies. But yeah, as many of you know, we recently got babies in an Amazon aquarium from the Bolivian rams. Now, I just let it do its thing and I didn't take any out, which resulted in them all being eaten. I don't think they're eaten by the parents. I think they're picked off by the other fish, to be honest, because the parents seem to be doing great with them. Obviously, they were putting them in their mouths and transporting them around, but they weren't eating them. But who knows? What do I know? I could be wrong. But if that happens again, and let's be honest, it should happen again, we've got a breeding pair now, I'm going to remove the babies and put them in a separate sort of nursery tank and, grow them out, power feed them, that kind of thing. I really love rams, German blues, the golds, the Bolivians, all of them. So I want to make as many babies survive as I can. Moving forward, that is. I mean, previously I was just trying things out and seeing where it went. But, you live and learn, don't you? So yeah, come on guys, you've done it once, you can do it again for us. Surely, we're all rooting for you. This was actually the spot where they made their babies before and tried to raise them. Oh look, the third one's coming to... Who's who? Who's with who? What's going on? Is this some kind of open relationship or something? It never works. It never works. It will... I mean, currently it looks like the male's being pushed out. Oh, great. We've got lesbian rams. This is your fault. I'm blaming you for this one. You didn't protect your babies well enough. And now she's found another woman and that's it. Game over. What on earth am I talking about? So yeah, anyway, here's what I'm thinking. The rack behind me was going to be shrimp rack. I've only got shrimp in 2 of the tanks, which I can actually put together. I'm going to use the top row as like grow out tanks for fry, that kind of thing. So I've always got something on hand at any given moment, because you don't know when it's going to happen, do you? And then I've got that bottom rack down there, and I'll sort of use that for when I've got new fish and I want to build a new tank for them, something like that. It's a place to store them. And just like, if I buy something that I see that I like and I want to grab it before someone else has it, I've always got something just to put them in, you know, temporarily. It's probably not the right size for the fish, but it's good whilst we set something up. You know, I'm that kind of guy that doesn't want to wait. I don't want to miss an opportunity. If it's there, I kind of grab it straight away and then like come up with a solution as soon as I can. Which basically leads us right back to these guys who, until I just came up to the tank, to be honest, I've been doing so good. They're not shy at all. I can hang around here without the camera right here, and they're coming right to the foreground, especially the female. She is not afraid of anything. I've just fed them, by the way. Is there any left? No, I think they've eaten it all. So yeah, I'm just getting them used to my usual thing, you know, where I feed them and tap on the glass so they understand that the tapping is the feeding. You just get a lot more interaction with your fish if you teach them this. So yeah, in this tank here is where we've got our, oh, it's so dark. There we go. Yeah, crystal reds and crystal blacks I've got in here. Only 2 are out at the moment anymore. Oh, look, there's one. Reflections are killing us. There's one right at the back there as well. So oh, there we go, nice little molt on there. That means that they're growing nicely. So yeah, we've got shrimp in that one, and there is some shrimp in this one as well. But like I say, I'm gonna just remove them, put them over, or put them in something else completely. Remove some of this floating plants as well, because there's way too many in each one. And then I've got, after we've made a setup for these, I've got 3 tanks all ready for fry, haven't I? 3 different kinds of fry. And that'll actually work out quite well, because I've got one then for Bolivians, I've got one for the German blues, and I've got one for some Apistogramma that are already breeding. So this is one of the Apistogramma tanks I set up quite a while ago for the Hong Shloi, is it? Hong Shloi? There you go, there's the male. I did just see the female down there, but she's just darted back in. I think she's got little wigglers or babies at the moment. But there's multiple generations of babies in this tank, and just not a huge amount of them survived. But of course, that is what we're trying to change. So, you know, I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. I'm going to mess up a lot. It's going to happen. It's the same with everything. It's how you learn. Please don't hammer me. But I'm really going to make a massive effort now to save, fry and raise them, rather than just letting the tank do its own thing, because most of the time that results in them being killed. I mean, it didn't happen that way for the crebensis, but that's because I changed the setup, removed all other fish from the tank, and so far that is really working out well. But they're going to be going in a much bigger tank soon. They'll be doing the African river tank, aren't I? I'm going to be bringing another 4-foot tank up here as well. I spoke to our structural engineer for the building. He said I could fill this whole top area as a whole swimming pool and the floor would still be completely safe. It's a massive steel frame, you see, and then it's got these massive boards that go across it. Massive, keep saying massive.